Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome back to IFYL. It is so great to have you with me tonight. We have another great show for you. And when you think about where we're going and what we're doing some amazing things. And I just want to let you know that there is a QR code at the top right. If you see that now, you can scan that QR code. They'll get you over to a lot of great things that help you become a better version of yourself and share that with those around that you care about so much. So I hope that you will definitely check that out. You know how we work this out every single week. We have a master topic, and every day we have a new granular modality of that master topic. We are on day 4. We start with day 1 on Saturday, and we go all the way through to Friday. And great to have you here, my friends, colleagues, and associates that have been supporting me for so long. I really appreciate you. And hopefully, some of the new people will become loyal, just like all of you have been. I really do appreciate your time and your desire to want to learn with everything that I'm sharing you. That means so much to me. I can't tell you. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, that when it comes to motivation and it comes to things, um, a lot of people don't want to take that step. And I want to tell you that you guys are here and you are taking that step, and kudos to all of you. So let me give you what our master topic is for the evening. Let's pop over what that is. You know what that is. That is how to understand others. We're in episode 4 right now. And so what does that really mean when we say, understanding others? What does that really mean? And I think the best thing to gather that is that understanding each other is really paramount. Okay. And when I say paramount, I mean it because people every day don't seem to get the fact that, life is evolving and we have to really embrace it. But sometimes others don't let us embrace it. And it's not their fault, but just realize that. And you know really understand what's going on, because I think if you understand that, then the rest of what I'm saying is going to make a lot of sense for you. A lot of sense. So, how do you understand others? One way to understand others is to, as I said, become in their world. If you can't get in their world, then you try to empathize, right? Another thing you can do to understand others is to make a choice that you are going to, whatever it takes, figure out how to get that person interested. And the real secret to that, ladies and gentlemen, as Dale Carnegie shared with us, is to become interested in the other person first. I mean, we're all boring, right? But we have to become interested in the other person. When we become interested, well, a lot of magic happens. And by magic, I mean that, doorways to the mind open up. But when we think about understanding others, I mean, that just kind of, it's a lot to swallow as I have my glass of water there. Understanding others. Have you ever gone to a movie before and the movie's starting? You don't really know what's happening. All you know is that the main movie's about to start because they went through all those previews, and then they have the thing about, go buy popcorn and soda and all that stuff. And then the movie starts, right? And when it starts, you're trying to decipher what's going on. How do you understand the others of the movie? Well, you sit patiently and you observe. And when you do that, you'll find that what people are saying connects with you. That's pretty cool. So if you are to just be still for a moment, realize that a lot of things will connect with you in that moment, or a few moments later, or even the next day later. But many people I talk to become so impatient about this. And because they're so impatient, they don't want to do anything. They just feel that, it's got to be now. Well, I hear you. But the human mind and the emotion is not something to be rushed. It's something that we need to understand. And once we understand and comprehend it, then we can digest it and we can move forward. You see, you can't understand a person in 24 hours or even in 5 minutes or in 30 seconds. There's a lot that goes through a person. And so this whole topic that we're talking about this week, how to understand others, I think is so vital for your success, for my success, for everyone that we know, because if we have misinterpretation, how many of you out there ever played the game telephone? I know I have. And you start with one side and you say this message, right? And then all the way at the other side, it comes out something like, what are we having for lunch? When the message might have been something totally different. Like, it's Brian's birthday. And somehow that got transmuted into, what are we having for lunch? Now that sounds funny, but if somebody changes one word to a sentence, does that change the meaning? No. What if they change 2 words? It could. But then again, it could change the meaning if you change one word, because if you change the verb from won't to will, that means something. And I think these, I'm going to say modalities, but these real nuances can make a big difference to how we understand or don't understand someone. So then you might be saying to me, John, why do I even need to understand anybody? What's the point? Well, the point is you need to understand people because we care about them. We want to know what they're doing. We're interested. If we don't do that, then that could be an issue. An issue for us because we might miss valuable information, or an issue for someone else because they might miss a golden opportunity. How many of you have ever been to a lecture? And in that lecture, somebody says to you something, but then you miss part of that word. What do? Professor's not going to repeat it. So what do? You have to just figure it out. Maybe you need to get it from your friends, right? Maybe. Maybe you need to deduce it from something else the person's saying. Maybe. Think about that for just a moment. If you could understand where something is going, would you still ask the question? I'm going to say probably not. Why? Because people's impatience take over. Impatience. Impatience happens either because the person's bored or because they don't like the situation, or maybe they can't deal with the truth. How we understand others is so vital. So I was talking about that movie, and a lot of times the character and the plots, the characters and the plot in the movie, it gets us to understand something, but then it might take a few scenes where we actually understand what's going on. And if you don't pay attention, it's like you're going to miss the entire movie. You're going to miss the whole plot because you might not be able to pick it up later. Might not. So let's think about understanding. You read a good book, you want to understand it, but you don't necessarily understand it after you get through the first few pages or even the first chapter. I know some people that read a book and they're lost until they get to like the third chapter because they're like, oh, now I get why they're doing that. And that might seem interesting, but to some it could seem frustrating. Really frustrating. And so people don't like frustration. So they decide to just move on. They decide to move on. But how do you move on when you don't understand? I think that's probably the most challenging thing right now, is to be able to move on if you don't understand. So you put all that effort in, you don't understand where you're going. Have you ever been in a class before, and maybe the teacher wasn't a great teacher, unfortunately, and you weren't getting something? So they're like, oh, Jimmy, just forget it. What do you mean? You just forget it. Or else say it's over your head. Now, that's rude. It makes the child feel really bad. And all because the teacher didn't want to take the time to understand the child and their learning modalities. We'll talk more of that in another show. It'll be later this week. We'll talk a little about learning modalities. But learning modalities are the key to whether somebody remembers something or to whether something just kind of, went south. Understanding others is this vital element in our lives. But oftentimes it gets missed for the one reason that people are impatient. People are impatient because they think they're going to miss something else, something important, when really the only thing they're going to miss is just keep missing everything because they're always rushing themselves through things. You have friends like that or family members like that. They never enjoy the moment. They just rush through it so we can go do something else. And then when you're doing that, oh, I can't wait till we do this. Enjoy the moment. Understand your life. Understand meaning. Understand value. Understand gratitude. You guys getting this? So understanding is something that we every day need to do as people so that we can learn and so that we can grow and, yes, become a better version of ourselves. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this evening, as it is every single evening. I hope that you'll make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, tonight to love, support, and like my channel. I'll be really grateful for that. Comment below. When we say understand, now what does understand mean to you when I say, how do you understand others? Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to, yes, go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for the key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities, even the most jaw-dropping, motivational, inspirational content ever. And of course, we are so grateful with that. And we will continue to strive to give you amazing content. I thank you so much for choosing to invest those dollars in an ice cream cone or a delicious shake or even a watermelon so that we can propel our message forward to other great people like you. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, I'll be back tomorrow with episode number 5. And we'll have another great show then. So I hope that you'll tune in then. If you missed anything during the show, go ahead and replay it because there's a lot of valuable information for you, and I don't want you to miss it. So have yourself a great, yes, a great rest of your night, everyone. Take care.